Welcome back to Capitol Review. I'm Mark Hall. Leaders at the Pentagon are under scrutiny. The admiral who ordered a second strike on an alleged drug boat briefed lawmakers on Thursday. And a new report is out saying that the Defense Secretary put troops at risk when using a group chat to discuss attack plans earlier this year. Lawmakers at the classified briefing say that they watched the full video of the attack. Republicans who came out of the meeting say that they think the strikes were lawful, while Democrats say they're still deeply concerned. The Pentagon struck another alleged drug boat Thursday. The scrutiny over the strikes comes at the same time as a new Inspector General report says that Secretary Hegseth put those troops at risk earlier this year when using that signal group chat on his personal cell phone. That included a journalist to discuss the attack plans.
It'd be hard to watch this series of videos and not be troubled by it. I think nearly 80 people killed now. I think it deserves a fuller and more clear briefing.
I saw two survivors trying to flip a boat loaded with drugs down for the United States, back over so they could stay in the fight. The first strike, the second strike, and the third and the fourth strike on September 2nd were entirely lawful.
Secretary Hegseth called the IG report a total exoneration. Meanwhile, the president said that he hasn't seen the video of the boat attack, but would be open to releasing it to the public. That's Sarakshi, a reporter with our media partners at The Hill. Sarakshi, welcome back to Capitol Review.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
We're always glad to have you. Of course, you're well aware military leaders showed lawmakers video of that second strike at an alleged Venezuelan drug boat behind closed doors late last week. What came out of that?
That's right. You know, there's been intense scrutiny over this September 2nd boat strike that took place on Venezuelan alleged Venezuelan drug dealers. Now, what we do know is that, you know, there have been lots of questions, and the Admiral Bradley, who was responsible for that boat strike on September 2nd, testified to congressional leaders yesterday, to the Senate and the House Armed Services Committee. And what we basically learned is that, you know, so far, they were shown the video of these strikes, and Congress is divided with how to really, respond to it. We've heard from Senator Cotton, who is a defense hawk, who came out in support and in defense of the strike that took place, saying that it was completely lawful. We've heard from some Democratic senators who said that, you know, the video that they saw is troubling. So what we're seeing essentially is that Congress is divided on the legality of the boat strikes. But, you know, now that the video is out in the open, they're saying that a lot more questions need to be asked, at least on the Democratic side, whereas, you know, we have Republicans coming out in support of the military.
Well, the strikes have put Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth under the microscope.
That's right. You know, a lot of questions surrounding this boat strike, you know, took place because initial reporting had said that he had given an order that involved, allegedly where he said kill everybody. But what we then did hear from Admiral Bradley that there was no such order that was given. So, you know, there have been a lot of questions raised just because of the intense scrutiny that the military and Pete Hegseth have been facing on this issue. And lawmakers have been demanding answers just because of conflicting reports that have been out there.
Clearly, Sarakshi, this is political. Everybody's looking at the same video. How do you determine legality?
That's right. You know, right now, what we will see is that both the Senate and the House Armed Services Committee will look into this more. They are asking for more answers. They are asking questions, and they will be looking into this and investigating it. And that will then determine, you know, how to proceed with this and whether or not it is constituted as a war crime or not. But what we do know is that, you know, this is a highly, highly partisan issue for Republicans and Democrats. And they will not agree on you know, what is the right thing in this instance, just because it is so political. So what we will see is that we will see a divided Congress once again along party lines on this issue, Mark.
What comes next? More testimony? Could Hegseth be called? And is there a chance that he may refuse to appear?
Some Democratic senators have asked, for Pete Hegseth to now testify on these boat strikes. Now, it's unclear whether or not he will do so, but that is a request that has been made, and it's still to be determined whether or not he will continue to, speak to lawmakers and speak to them behind closed doors. But what we do know is that Pete Hegseth really doubling down on this. He even put out on X in response to someone saying that they just struck another drug boat as well. So Pete Hegseth really doubling down and insisting that, what his military is doing under his leadership is completely legal, and they have every right to do it and lawful. And the White House is so far standing behind him.
Sarakshi from the Hill, thank you so very much for joining us.